county council seats. We're going to start here with John. I have my first question for you. Why are you running for the county council?
Again, I'm John Rebels, District 2 County Councilman currently. Dave Washington, I ran for sheriff, and the primary I wasn't going to run for this again. I'm running for a second term. I think we've done a great job in bringing the balanced budget, bringing the budget back under control. We have had a lot of problems with the budget in the past, and we can't continue to bring that deficit over into each year. So I'd like the opportunity to continue to work on those problems. Go from there.
Okay. Teresa, why are you running for county council?
Hi, I'm Teresa Pittman, and I'm an RN, BSN. I'm running for county council because I feel like it was time for me to get back to my community. I was born and raised here in Washington County. I'm a graduate of Eastern High School, and I am the second generation to graduate from Pekin Eastern, and my kids and my grandchildren are also from Eastern. So I am from our area. I feel like I can help do the budget because my family is a farm family. I have worked with the budget on the farm, and as most of you all know, farming has its ups and downs. There are some years you have great money, and there's other years that you just kind of hope you can pay the next light bill. So I have worked with budget. I know what it is to struggle, and I feel like I can do a lot. I know right now John is on, and they have done a wonderful job because I've been going to all the meetings since February, and they have done a wonderful job with the budget this year, it seems like. So I'm hoping I can just carry on and keep.
Okay. Frank, why are you running for the county council?
Basically, I'm filling the seat vacated by a man that I thought did a really good job, that was Mr. Dahl Sauer. Sauer held this position for a long, long time. Although the district numbers have changed, we're still in the same territory. I'm a retired military. I have a whole lot of time on my hands. Like I said before, I can be there full time if I have to be in the council. And those folks out there that think that being a councilman or a commissioner or any other position in county is a 1 day or 2 day a week job or 3 hours a day, it's not. I've talked to the commissioners and sat in council meetings, and they've got jobs to do nearly every day. And like I said before, the phones ring at night, people are complaining. I sit on the advisory board in my township now, and I've had complaints from my neighbors about Monroe Township or some other places things are going on that I don't even have any control over. But I have the time, I have the experience. I managed the largest state facility in Washington County for 14 years, and surprisingly enough, I was the National Guard Army. I'll stop dancing.
All right. Next question. What have you been doing to prepare yourself for this office? And Teresa, we'll let you lead off.
Well, as I said, I have been going to all the county council meetings since February when I decided to run. I have also, as my family has a farm, and I do the budget for that, keep the books for that. I have been doing that actively for the past 28 years. I have also done home management and everything, and I'm as a staff nurse. I've also been a supervisor at the hospital, so I know what it is to manage employees and everything. I cut the budget and call people and tell them, hey, we don't need you today. You need your budget, and they're not real happy when I tell them they have a day off without pay either. So, I have worked around with people and with budgets at the hospital and at home on the farm.
Okay. Frank, what are you doing to prepare yourself?
As I stated already, I managed the largest facility that the state had in Washington County. It was approximately 300 to 325 people in the Army. They were only there once a month, but I was there every day. I managed the budget and I managed the building. I had a twofold job. I had to keep the State Board of Accounts happy with the budget. I had to live within my means. At the same time, I had to prepare the military and their budget. We talked about from rations to clothing to bedding to fuel to transportation. You name it, we had to do it all. There was one of us, and that was me. I had 26 years experience in the military. basically, I've got a whole lot of time on my hands. I've been following council meetings and listening to the people in the county, their concerns and their issues and their comments. And I think I can do a good job in that position.
John, what are you doing to be prepared for this?
I think most of you are familiar with all my degrees, all my experience at the city, county, and state levels. I'm a retired state. I guess most importantly, have done it the last 4 years. I've been in the pot as it's been steered. So I would like the opportunity to continue to finish what we're currently working on.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, Salem is in the process of constructing a new airport, which is being completed in phases over several years. The primary funding source is grants from the FAA, but local matching dollars are required. Washington County has provided matching funds in the past. Should the county contribute additional dollars, and if so, where should the money come from? Frank, I'll let you lead off on that.
You know, the same question was asked of us in another forum on Tuesday, and that was one of my notes I made to clarify a statement that I made, because I in no way want people to think that I don't support economic development to a degree, development of whatever it takes to bring better and bigger businesses into the county. But I'm the kind of person that I live on a tight budget. I live within my means. I'm a retired guy. I've got a fixed income. So I know how much money I've got at the beginning of the month. It's going to have to last me to the last day of the month till the next check hits the bank. If we invest in an airport, then we need to get something for our return. I don't think we need to go out and invest money in something that's going to show little or no return to the county. And I think those are the guarantees we need to have in place before we continue. Yeah, it's already a project that we've started. We've already invested, what, $250,000? That's the money we can't get back unless the investment proves to be good, but it has to be shared by county and city. So yeah, I'm in favor of airport expansion as long as we get some money on our return.
Right. Teresa?
Well, I'm in favor of the airport expansion. I feel like but I'm not sure where the money should be coming from. Yes, I believe that the airport needs to be self-sufficient. It ought to be able to support itself within time. But yes, it will take a little time to do that. Hopefully it can start getting this money coming in where we do not have to keep giving that money from any source. I believe that everything that is built should be self-sufficient. It should be able to stand on its own and make its own. Because if I put something out, I don't expect it just sit there and say, well, I'm not going to, it has to produce. It has to start putting out some income and making some money in for itself and help support itself after a time. Because I do not like throwing good money after bad. So let's just see where it's wanting to go, how far it's wanting to pay for itself, how much money it wants to give back to the community.
Okay. And John, how about you?
The airport expansion was started before I was a councilman. There was a commitment made before I became a councilman. We continue to fulfill that commitment. Like any dollars that are being spent, we look at them every year. And at that point, if we can afford to do so, I think we have to fulfill our obligation commitment that was made previously. But if there's some unknown reason or funding that we can't do it, then we'll consider that also.
Okay. You all three alluded to this in your previous answers, and we just want to summarize this, if you would. What experience do you have with preparing budgets? And we'll start with you, John. John?
Okay, I have done it for the last 4 years. Did it for many years in different capacities in employment. Sat on the church finance committee for many years, various degrees. I'll continue to put all that experience to work for the people of Washington County.
Okay. Frank?
As I said before, I managed the armory, and I didn't have day-to-day supervision telling me how to spend the money. There was money allocated to us from the state, as well as money generated locally from such things as armory rentals or things we had going on inside the building. But you had to work within your means. So I had to budget. I had to know how much fuel I was going to use and how much money to budget towards the fuel and how many meals I had to buy for the soldiers that came in. So we had a budget for that. that, everybody has their personal budget at home, and like I stated before, I want a fixed income. I'm retired, I've got that retirement check coming in every month. At my age, you don't get out and look for work to do unless you just want to do it for a hobby. So you take it kind of personal. I take it personal that I have to live within my means from day to day and month to month, and I set my priorities in that manner. I've got certain things that I have to get done, and if there's anything left at the end of that, it's time to use that for something that I want to do.
Okay, Teresa?
Okay, as I've said before, I help with the farm budget. Every morning we sit down and have a coffee break with my father, and we sit down, we're going to do this, we're going to do this, we have to spend this, and we constantly keep running tab of how much money we have in the bank and how much is coming in, going out. So for the past 28 years, we have been doing this procedure, keeping the farm budget up and down and watching stock market. If you look at my cell phone right now, I have stock market on there from the cow grain, and I tell you how much corn closed out today. It's consolidated if need be. I've also, at the hospital, I was in charge of staffing a lot, especially every weekend when I worked, because I was CRN, and if we did not need that staff for that day, I was in charge of canceling staff, telling them why we don't need them. If we had needed more staff, I had to call people in or ask them to work doubles. So I was in charge of doing all the staffing every other weekend for many years at the hospital.
Thank you. All right. The council and commissioners have just been given laptops to use in carrying out their duties. Tell us about your technological experience and how this tool will help you be a better council member. Teresa, start with you.
All right. I have always said I'm computer illiterate, which at my age group, we had no computer experience in school or anything like that. Like, I call my children quite a bit. I have one daughter I call tech support whenever I need somebody help, but I feel like that I'm a quick learner, and I can do my own home computer. I have had it messed up several times by grandchildren, had to go back in and figure out what I'm doing and find out what they've put on there and take it off. And I know the program that the council has now is a new program, and I hope they will train me on it, where I would feel very sufficient, where I can go in and do what I need to do with that computer and learn what I need to learn with it. As I said, I feel like I'm a very quick learner with the computer, and I can do that.
Okay, John, what's your opinion on the laptops and how it's going to make you better?
Well, we just got them. I think they're going to be a great help to keep everything in one place. We won't have everything intertwined with our personal business and things at home. And we'll have that right there in front of us each and every meeting and whenever you want it in front of you. And we will have those programs and things that will help us fine-tune everything that much better.
Frank, how about you?
I think it's a great idea. I first heard about the laptops coming into the council chambers and in the commissioner's offices. I even talked to a friend of mine over in Scott County who's on the council, and he thought that was a wonderful idea. He thought we headed in the right direction. Communication is the key in anything that you do. And that computer sitting in front of you gives you that communication skill. In addition to that, there's questions comes up as to what's legal and what's not legal. Any kind of code that the council and the commissioners has to follow. I'm understanding that that's all right there in front of me. I sit down at my computer and I go into the state of Indiana and I go to the codes and I start looking for item 36, which creates the guidelines for councilmen throughout the state. Well, they're going to have that information right there in front of us. So if there's a question of legality, the question that was brought up earlier about someone's legal rights and some decision that the council or commissioners are making, they've got that answer right there in front of them.
Okay. All right, our final question before we go to the public is, what is the role of the council? Frank, will you lead off with that?
Council basically is the money managers. They have several facets in here, but basically get it down there. They're the guys that handle the money. They're the guys that budget the money. They tell the commissioners how much money we got out there, and the commissioners and the council get together and decide how and where and when they're going spend it. They oversee that. They work real close with the auditor's office to see how the spending is going and where the money's being spent. But basically, in a nutshell, they're the guys who handle the money that comes into the county.
Teresa?
As he said, they hold the money, they sit down and they do the budget for the fiscal year, what's going to happen, and about like the insurance, the staff insurance they've talked about. The council is the one that sat down and said, hey, we have this much money to spend on this much on each person, trying to make it within this budget that they have. And they go to all facets, you know, if employees, the jail, every place that asks for money. The Parks and Recreation, I was really surprised on how they've come in as, especially Delaney, they're, you know, a few years ago, Delaney Park was in financial need. Now it seems to be turning the other way around on its own, but the county council has helped it out a lot.
John, what's the role of the county council?
Statutorily, the county council has an obligation to pass a balanced budget every year. And we would only have to meet once a year to do that, but we choose to meet every month. But in order to do a balanced budget, you have to have a close relationship with all department heads and with the community on how to best serve the community with the tax dollars that we have. So if you don't pay attention to everybody else and have their input, you're not going to be able to provide the services in the best way that we can with the dollars that we have if we don't have a close relationship with all the department heads.
Okay. Nancy, if any questions come forward? Okay. With that, I'd like to thank all of our candidates.
Thank you.
Okay, if I could have the county auditor candidates, Randall Bills, Claude Combs, and David Norton, please come up.